low. I'm going to see if I can get the engine swung into place. I've left the water pumps off because on this car it's very tight at the front end there. So what I thought I'd do, I'd get it swung into place. I've just got a short window of opportunity to do a little bit of work this morning. So I thought I'd swing it into place and Now I haven't had time to clean up the water pumps, so I'm going to stick a couple of just slave item water pumps on loosely to support the engine, and then I'll clean the water pumps and do the swap. If you haven't got one of these engine load levelers, they're really good, you know, for what they cost. Wrong way, Mart. That's also useful, having that swivelling hook. I have to get that separately. These are the exhaust manifold bolts off the other engine. Here's the manifold. I've got some of that copper grease somewhere, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to put a bit of normal. Tell you what I'll do. What I did on the other side, I'll get the wire brush and just clean the. I have to keep looking, make sure that you're still recording. I've also got a microphone. I've just got it out from the post box this morning. You know, 10 minutes ago. So let's hope this one works all right. I did that on the other side. Got to put the dipstick tube on, haven't I? I'll have to tighten that up after. Right, I feel like I'm working in a bit of a hurry. These are the bolts off the other engine. These are the manifolds off the other engine, actually. Those aren't the bolts, those are the water pump bolts, I think. Because there's no 5/8 ones. So them are the wrong bolts, them are the water pump bolts. I wondered why they were a bit greasy. You wouldn't expect these ones to be greasy, would you? Just putting a little bit of grease on each one. Sort of cheap insurance, you know, for later, sort of better chance of them coming out. These things make you lazy. Good though. Right, I can't get that past there. Like I said, that was the worst thing I ever did, was oiling the casters on that thing. Right, let's get lined up. Ooh. Bash, bash. Oh dear. Okay. I think I might need to put a jack underneath the front of the gearbox. I've left the water pumps off, but I've put the exhaust manifolds on, so kind of probably not got much of an advantage really. Right, I just need something to hold the accelerator pedal down. Maybe I can just... Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know if you saw what I did then. I just slip the spring off there so that comes up vertical instead of sticking out horizontal. That's got the spline lined up. I actually got this spike against the spline and moved it slightly. Oh, I think it's gone back a little bit. Yeah, it has. I think the gearbox might be slightly high. Could always move this a bit, I suppose. Yeah, it's coming together slowly. It's almost there actually. I might be able to slip a bolt in. I would never wind it up on the bolts, but I'm just going to bolt in to help align it. The engine needs to rock that way a bit. Okay, that's started. Okay, that's come together now at the top. So let's rock the engine down a bit at the front. I'll tighten that thing up. I won't go mad with it, I'll just take up the slack. Okay, that's home now. Right, I'll stick a couple of bolts in. I'll borrow the water pump bolts. I'll just put a couple in to hold it. This starter cable's in the way. Because that's actually fully home now. That's got it home now with two bolts tight. It's on the dowels. So I'll stick a couple of water pumps on the front. Because the problem is that this hoist is not holding, it keeps dropping. Yeah, not good. You're still going, good. Right, I'll just put this water pump in place. Okay, right. Okay, the motor, she is in. The motor, she is in. Good. Right then, I need to swap the water. I need to clean the other water pumps and swap the water pumps. Put all the ancillaries on, put the radiator on, and so on and so forth. I think not having these on did make it slightly easier to get the motor down past these. So I need to look at why the hoist is falling. Okay, good. Right. Funny enough, it fits just like the other one did. Let's take the chain hoist thing off. Okay, good. All right. All right. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Once again, thank you for joining me in the garage. My 33 coupe has a new motor. Hello, I've come back out to the garage to do a little bit more on the engine swap. I got the engine in earlier today and I fell victim of my poor cameras again. So I'm just going to carry on. I've got to put all the exhausts on, put all the floor back in, put all the ancillaries on. So, you know, I'll leave the camera rolling and I'll get a bit of footage and I'll splice them all together and try and make a video out of it. Okay. I'm thinking the quicker I can put things on, the less chance there is of stuff falling into the holes. Seek and ye shall find. Put a bit of grease on the thing. So what am I doing? I can't put them on because I've got to change the pumps, haven't I? Okay. That can wait. Okay. I've got to wash them yet, haven't I? Okay. Sorry for getting in the way. Just putting the petrol hose on. You can hear that going up into the carb now. I won't fill it because I'm not ready to run it yet. I'll turn you off for a bit because you don't want to see me cleaning a pair of water pumps, do you? I'll just go and a quick clean up. Right, the engine's not resting on them. Just put a little bit of grease on the threads and on the gasket and everywhere really. I've just cleaned the bolt heads up as well a bit. I haven't got many snap-on socket, but that's one that I have got there. I just used an ordinary bolt and put some grease on the thread. If you use a deep socket, you can't push the bolt in, can you? You know, you got to. Right. The slot is up there because it's near to number one there. There's number one. So the big side's down. You've always got to be very gentle with these. Make sure that they go home nice and easy, no forcing. There's a little green spot on that one. I know that's the front one. You can't really get the others wrong, he says. Famous last words. So I need to fit the coil bracket, which goes onto those two bolts there. So that goes up there like that. So those two got to come out. I think this is a typically British connection here. I don't think they use these on the American ones. Don't feel quite right actually, but just go with it. Right, those are for there. That goes down there for the distributor. Okay, looking good. Bit of a mishmash of colours, and I've got to pick up some plugs to go in the heads, and I've ordered an adapter for the temperature sensor as well. I think the dog's trying to get in. Okay, what's missing? Vacuum pipe. Now this vacuum pipe is set up for a adapter, so I might need to just modify it slightly. It has got the right fitting there though, so let's see where that comes to. I bought this tin from a Auto Jumble Look. Whole tin of tap and die, £4, and I know there's a 3/8 U and F in there, so, and it looks like a bottoming tap, so I've just been and found that. I was only sorting them out last night or the night before. As soon as that thing's not screwing in, I thought I'd just try that in it. It's different, isn't it, doing a engine swap rather than, you know, if you're just like putting an engine in for the first time and you've got to make everything, find everything. Hopefully most of the things will be the ones that I've just took off, so I can just reuse them. Right, I'll put there's the throttle pedal thing. I'll put the spring back on. Like that. Then I can put the linkage onto there. Ah, now this had some strange Whitworth connections on it. Luckily I was given some spanners recently, and one of them was had the right sizes for this. The Whitworth stuff is pretty worthless really, nobody wants it. Matador, Germany, quarter wit and something else, 3/16 wit I suppose. Hardly ever used, look. There's these two wires on the back. One's got a bigger nut. It's just a tiny bit bigger than 7/16, and one's got the other, and the smaller one is like a tiny bit bigger than 5/16. But it's nice to have the right spanners, you know. This is a Lucas dynamo, as we say here, generator, that was 12 volt right from the factory, so it was probably, you know, for a Brengun carrier or something like that, some sort of military truck or something. That's what I always think anyway. Got a little spring that I hook on this side, just hooks into the dynamo there. Okay, looks good. I might have a go at putting the exhaust up. There's nothing attractive about an old man puffing and panting, is there? Right. So I'm just cleaning the gasket residue off the flanges. Okay, there's my clutch return spring, just fell off. Okay, it's looking a bit rusty under here actually. I'll have to come under here and, well, try and protect it a bit. I'm not going to show you because it don't look very good at all. Got my eyes shut because I'm working directly above my face. Just doing it by feel. Light in my eyes. Okay, look, it's coming together, isn't it? Barring a disaster, that should be running quite soon, I think. Okay. There you go. Good progress made. It's a lot easier when you're basically doing a swap rather than, you know, doing it from scratch, because in theory you've got all the pieces to hand. So it's all looking good here. I'm not very happy with how it looks underneath, but that's a job for another day. I'll just keep one by one, you know, doing all the little bits and pieces that need doing. So thanks for popping in and joining me in the garage. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.